Siya Kolisi.
Completely staying obvious, but that was huge. I mean, after the first half, I thought, oh dear,
Problems.
the discipline was horrible. And,
Horrible, yeah.
But, you guys just fought.
No, Stephen, like when you look at the stats and you go, you've got 25% possession, 25% territory, 9 penalties against, 8 turnovers against you. You're staring at, another poor performance. But I felt that Siya was smart in his decisions. That when we did the penalties, just to stay in the game, he went for the, points. And when we were playing poorly like that at Loftus, hindsight, I should have maybe got a message on to Siya to say, just get some points, because we've got a few penalties against the Bulls there, just to stay in the game, So, but at least we stayed in, and we weren't playing great, and credit to the Lions. I felt tactically they were pretty good in that first half, and they were putting us under pressure. But I felt that in the last sort of 10 minutes or so of that first half, we started to fight back, and we had a great maul, we had penalty advantage, and then a crazy penalty against us, for side entry, which I'm still trying to figure out how that works. But surely we go back to the advantage of the maul and we go again, and I felt our maul was working really well. And even though we were playing average in that first half, our lineup was operating. So I felt that we could have, I think we were 14-6 down at that stage, I think, and we certainly believed that we probably could have got a try, in that at the end of that first half. But when we went into the shed, there certainly was belief, because that last 10 minutes or so, we knew that we hadn't played well, and we couldn't get our game going because we had conceded those turnovers, and the breakdown was a bit of an issue, and we conceded the penalty. But there was still a lot of belief at half time. And then the second half, I felt then really started to go in our favour.
Did you feel that that last penalty of the first half, that Ali actually legitimately cleaned and you did bind, or how do you?
Well, Steve, I mean, it's there are lots of cleans like that in the game, aren't there? And that comes from the team from above, calling that decision. So I think it was harsh, but is it foul play? I don't know. There was penalty advantage for them all, I thought, and we should have gone back to that.
Siya, do you think that maybe all the mistakes in the first half and some discipline was this a matter of you guys just playing with your hearts on your sleeves and just going all out, and maybe that poured over into decision making?
Yeah, I think we were just really over eager. We just wanted to get into the game as soon as possible, because the week before it was really tough. We couldn't get in, we couldn't win our own ball, and we were just chasing the game the whole time. Every opportunity they had, they scored a try. And today we just wanted to get stuck, which caused obviously a lot of the discipline problems, But I think second half, we came together and we said, let's just stay off the racks and actually start dominating the tackles to make it a little bit easier for ourselves.
Yeah, from a player's perspective, how important was the win itself?
Yeah, it was a tough week for us. I think what I enjoyed the most, everybody took ownership, and we looked at ourselves and we're honest, and it was, I can't explain to you how tough it was for us as a group, and we just had to believe. I mean, we're playing the side that's been in the final, I think 3 years in a row, and so we had to make sure that we were on point today, and the character that we showed, just to show one another like what we mean to each other. That's what we're going for in the second half today.
Those last 15 minutes, what do you make of it? It must really impress you that they actually scored after 15 minutes of wave after wave of the pressure, and they actually did it. It must. No,
absolutely. That's what Siya spoke about, immense character, but we still had to, play and retain possession, and there had to be leadership on the field, to make the right decision to go back for the scrum and then have a little crack there, and I felt that the boys really were on point then. I think that it was a completely different team, in those last 15-20 minutes, when there was immense pressure to win, and I felt that they made the right decisions in everything they did. We were able to retain possession. I mean, the breakdown was, intense, and we were able to retain possession and get good, quick, clean ball, and we were putting them under pressure. But Siya said it, just immense character amongst the group to just keep fighting, but still making the right decisions and being nice and calm and collected under that sort of pressure. Shows that we can, when we do get it right and we're all on the same page, that we can beat, some of the better teams. I mean, what's it been, 4 years since we've beaten these guys? And, we'll take it, we'll take it. It was, I think it was quite emotional in the shed afterwards, but, and rightly so, because it has been a tough week, but the calm and composure and the ability to still make the right decisions under that sort of pressure, was an excellent outcome for us.
Robbie, isn't that with Eben coming on in the second half,
yeah.
Isn't that the impact that he has?
He did. And I not just Eben, I felt that Francois Herber, who hasn't had, 1 second of rugby this year, he played pretty well in that first half. I mean, he's been out for a while. Eben, brought that impact, Scurra as well, just some guys who have been in our system for a long time, and they've all been together with Siya and grown up with Siya. I just felt it was a different team, when we started to get things together. So, and when he came on, I mean, he certainly is a presence. And it's awesome to see a guy who hasn't played for 2 years for the Stormers to come on and play like he did. It shows that he cares, and that was probably the most important thing. And an immense week that we had, people were going to get tested in terms of, do they care about this team and do they care about playing for the Stormers? And I think the group showed that today, especially in those last 5 minutes.
Would it be fair to say there might be a few changes for the trip to Durban?
Well, I don't know. I mean, that's an interesting question, actually. We won the game, so you don't want to be changing, a winning team. And yes, the first half performance wasn't ideal, but the second half performance was. So we'll have a look at that. And the main thing is that we've got to build confidence within the group. Last weekend, we took a massive knock, and the boys showed character to this week to build back up, and we need to reward that.
Just looking ahead to Durban in the context of this win in the last 10-15 minutes.
Yeah.
The Sharks are looking good at the moment.
Very good.
How do you feel about that trip?
Yeah, look, I mean, they're favourites, aren't they? They 2 bonus point wins in a row. They're looking immensely strong up front. Tactically, they're playing really well. And I think they've got nice balance to their game. They're playing with confidence. The Currie Cup champions, we're up against it. Great, if our team responds like it did tonight to challenges that have been thrown their way, then happy days. Let's go to Durban with another big challenge, ahead of us. I think that, like Siya said, if we can just get our game going and get the discipline right, this weekend, and limit the turnovers, and we sorted our line out like we said we would. So that's a positive, Let's sort out the other little stuff, from this weekend, and we can go into that game. We just need to get going like we did in the second half, and then the belief and the confidence will come within the group.
Probably on that line out, obviously you guys work hard on it, and then
Yeah.
you see it work, and then how pleasing it is, and just when that last one didn't go according to plan. What was your thoughts on that?
Yeah, look, it happens, I mean, it's, we're not going to always get it right, and, they missed a few as well. To be fair, they kept us in the game through some of their own errors, whether it's that set piece or in general play. So, look, what was proud was the fact that, the lineouts worked, and we may have missed 1 or 2, but when we get to the scrum, at the end there, that worked. We felt that we could have got a little bit more dominance, but we didn't. They scrummed well, they defended well, but then we were able to retain possession and put them under pressure. So, it was, great try from Herschel Jantjies. It was, Eben, settle down, brother. Great try at the end there from Herschel Jantjies, just to score there. But again, a very good scrum from our side.
Rob, are you hoping that Herschel's try will be the catalyst for the guys to score more tries, seeing how the season started?
Yeah, to be honest, I'm not going to worry about how many tries we scored. I mean, we didn't have any possession against the Bulls last week, so we can't really read too much into last week, but we got going with a try tonight to win the game. So maybe you're right. It could be the catalyst.
Ricky, was the jersey thing a broadcast request?
No,
Did
that's
you tell the guy?
Mark de Vries's request.
I wish it was that important.
Mark's in charge of marketing.
I
Steve.
wish. Yeah.
They asked me the same question last week why we didn't play in the Thor
Chuck me under
jersey.
the bus then as well.
Mark de Vries.
Was it SuperSport that requested it?
It was
honestly,
Steve. I think it's I think it was the agreement that was made early in the season that when we play local derbies, we'll be playing in the Thor. And
No, he's asking about the swap because we swapped.
oh, sorry.
No,
My apologies.
Some of our players.
Sia's listening.
Yeah, some of our players couldn't see,
Yeah.
so we couldn't see. So we asked.
Sorry, Steve. I wasn't listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also thought when the game kicked off, this
Yeah.
is actually...
So we asked the ref if we could swap because we couldn't see who was who.
Yeah, I saw you tackle Peter Stephen.
Any more questions?
Rob, Siya, while you were in Monaco this week, the boys were going through obviously a lot. Off your mind here for the boys, or?
Yeah, of course it was. You know the nice thing about it, even though I was away, but I can still see what's happening in the group. The coaches are sending us information, even on Sunday already. So I was with the team, and I'm seeing the changes that are happening in the group and all the plays and all that kind of stuff. And obviously I'm speaking to the players and asking them how the vibe is. I actually spoke to Coach Flecky on Sunday already because we both knew that wasn't us. And in Loftus, there is no ways that like a Stormer side will play like that. And I told him, I said, we just have to show ourselves this week. We'll not lose this week. All we wanted is for us as players just to stand up, you know, because the coaching staff do a lot of work, you know. I mean, we get all our plays and our tactics on Sunday already. And all we needed to do as players is just to show ourselves. And that's what we did today.
Right, guys, we've got one more from Gavin.
Rob, do you think that some of the games that have taken place this weekend might have backed up your theme last week about what Siya was saying about last week almost being just a weird sort of one-off? In the sense that the Chiefs must be feeling pretty shit today, and John Plumtree must be feeling pretty shit today as well, because I mean they were stuffed by the Crusaders. And
No, exactly. Yeah.
I mean it's like early season is.
It is early season, you know, and that was our first game. In saying that, we had a good pre-season, but I think you're right, you know. The thing about this competition, I think we all know that we've been around here, is that if you're slightly off your game, you know, you can forget. So whether that's tactically or your mindset or the actual players rocking up in the day, if you get one of those three things wrong, you know, then you're in for a long day, because the level of play is so high these days that and I'll say it again, credit to the Bulls last week, they were very good, and tactically they executed their plan on us. You know, again, you know, today we were better, but we're certainly not where we want to be, and I think that we can improve. But this competition is absolutely brutal. If you're slightly off, you know, any team can put you to the sword, which has been shown up, you know, in this weekend's results certainly.
All right, thank you very much, everyone.
Thanks, guys.